Alrighty, long time no see. We are back with Pump Talk episode 2. Fuck, I got talking on the mic, eh?
Yeah, it's been 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's been a while. So basically we planned on doing one... Do we plan on doing one every 2 weeks? Yeah, so we plan on doing one every 2 weeks, and Bailey ended up going to Queensland, and we didn't get one recorded beforehand.
Yep.
And
busy
then,
time around Christmas.
Yeah, basically. And then while Bailey was there... you can go ahead and explain what happened while you were there.
So... went to Queensland on the 26th. Felt a little bit iffy, a bit of a scratchy throat. Actually, I'll rewind this a little bit. 24th of December, got a COVID test.
Yeah.
Negative. Go to Queensland. 26th, a little bit of a scratchy throat. 27th, very scratchy throat. We go, shit, this is COVID symptoms. So we get tested, and that was on the 29th, positive. So it took us 6 days to get the results back. So pretty much positive for COVID. We got it in Adelaide and actually took it on the plane. We got it at Steph's Christmas dinner and took it on the plane to Queensland. The bad part is that we went out on the 26th or 27th to this like drinks thing.
So basically just spread COVID through Queensland.
And we gave it to Sam and Maddie, and Sam and Maddie were asymptomatic the whole time, so pretty much we kicked them out of Steph's house from like the 28th, so because we had COVID.
So Sam and Maddie were in Queensland as well?
They're in Queensland as well. Pretty much they were going to stay with us for 2 days, and then they had a backpackers.
Yeah.
And they stayed with us for a night, and then we started getting the symptoms, so they went to this backpackers that they had. And pretty much they would have had COVID, but they were asymptomatic, and they went out every single night. They went to New Year's gigs, they went for lunch, breakfast, all these clubs, and they had COVID, and they didn't know.
So if anyone in Queensland has COVID,
we're sorry.
Thank Bailey. It's 100% the reason you've got it.
So yeah, Sam and Maddie came back, started Jan, like the 1st or 2nd, tested positive.
Unlucky. So yeah, that's basically the story as to why we haven't really been able to record Pump Talk.
I was supposed to come back on the 3rd, so we were going to hit it straight from the 3rd.
And what's it now?
It's the 10th.
Yeah,
so there's another week just like
Yeah.
that.
Apart from that though, not much is really... I mean, your training was probably obviously cooked a bit from that.
So in about 3 weeks I've trained twice.
That sucks. That is brutal.
Obviously I'm on meal plan with Taylor and stuff, so 6 meals a day to 1 to maybe 3 meals a day. Super irregular, like bad food, no training, no gear.
Just not ideal really for gains.
Oh. Shall I run through what happened with the test thing?
Yeah, run through. Go through it for sure.
So double dose test on the 26th in the morning.
Thinking he'd be back when he was meant to be back. So he just like injected what he would have had to inject for basically while he was gone.
Double dose. And means to come back on the 3rd, hit another double dose on the 3rd. Don't come back to the 10th. So I probably missed 4 pins.
Yeah. My man's running on no test.
So my test peaked all-time high. Now it's at an all-time low.
Plummeted,
in combination with no training, no eating, I feel like shit.
Yeah. Did you notice anything like gradually, or was it sort of just you woke up and you're like, oh fuck, I'm not feeling as good as I was?
I just noticed that the very start of Queensland, like, you know, I was feeling pretty good.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
And then, I mean, sex drive and stuff's still there, but it's like motivation, drive,
not there.
Lethargic.
Yeah.
Just not feeling it.
Just don't feel like doing shit most of the time.
And I think when you're going from a routine with anything and then just like this to nothing, it's not good. Anyway, that's what's been happening.
Yeah, so we've been slightly interrupted.
We're back on it now.
Should we get straight into the questions?
Straight into it. Let's do it.
Alright. Recovery and macros. Should we touch on that one?
Yep.
That's
You want to start?
Yeah, I'll start. So, we'll start with macros. That's a bit of an easy one. So, macros is basically, you can follow a simple trend of like protein, 1.5 to 2 grams per pound of body weight if you're trying to build muscle. Definitely go to 2 if you are in a deficit.
100%.
And then fats, you don't really want to go below. There's definitely a ratio, I can't think of it off the top of my head, but for me, I didn't go below like 60 grams when I was getting lean. And then carbs, you just fill in the rest with like whatever you want to.
Yeah.
If you're trying to lose weight, you just drop it as it needs to be.
100%.
And then with recovery, I think a lot of things like the thing people skip over most is definitely sleep.
100%. I agree.
Yeah, you need 7 to 8 hours for sure every night if you want to be optimal in terms of recovery. And then there's obviously like simple things like supplements like magnesium, creatine, all the good stuff. Drinking plenty of water.
You think everyone looks over recovery days though and rest days?
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
I think that's super overlooked. As if like, I know this one guy back in NZ and he was like, I'm training 3 times a day, separate, like 7 days a week, man. I'm getting 20 sessions done a week, and it's like, it's detrimental to gains if you're trying to build muscle. You know, you need, if you're natty, like 72 hours per body part recovery at least. If you're unnatty, maybe 24. But training the same muscle group every day, you just got to think about it like, I think, you know, you're breaking the muscle fibers down. They need time to repair, recover, and to grow for what stimulus you're creating and what you're making them grow as. And if you're not letting them recover, then how they're supposed to grow.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of people definitely look over rest days. Training 7 days a week ain't it.
No way.
That's a pretty quick one.
That was a good one.
Yeah. Gym anxiety. That's pretty good.
Gym anxiety / body dysmorphia is what Liam and I both suffer from.
Yeah. Anxiety, not so much anymore, but definitely body dysmorphia.
Yeah.
Like you see us both wearing oversized XL
This is the double XL.
So like, I think most people find they start off in the gym, you're wearing stringers, you're in tanks.
100%.
Without a pump, nothing, you don't care. And then the bigger you get, the more you realise you're not actually that big.
Yeah.
But you don't feel that big anyway.
100%.
And
do you think it's because you're comparing yourself to social media all the time though?
Yeah, 100%.
Like,
100%.
I think if social media wasn't a thing, I mean, you'd compare yourself to a few people in the gym, but it's not like to the extent that we do it.
Yeah. Well, people in the gym, there's rarely like someone who's...
There's no one bigger than you, really.
If they're bigger, they're fat.
Yeah.
So, social media definitely warps the perception bit of how good you actually look. In terms of actual gym anxiety though, like scared of going to the gym and stuff, I think that's just something you got to get through. Like, I think most people when they start, going to the gym's pretty scary. Like,
agree.
When you don't know what you're doing,
it can be a pretty judgmental place.
Yeah, 100%.
Especially if you're at the wrong gym. Like I've been at some gyms in the past, and the vibe and the whole feel just isn't there. People look at you, people stare, people talk. But if you find the right gym, it's like
it should be no issues. Yeah, most gyms are like people don't really care.
No,
who's walking around. So
yeah,
it's not a huge issue.
With in relation to body dysmorphia, should we kind of explain what that is? Like in terms of, it's pretty much when you're feeling like, say for example, we're above average physiques.
Yeah,
without a doubt. But you feel like you just.
It's your mind being stuck where you were when you like first started, basically.
Yeah.
You just think you're a skinny piece of shit.
Have you seen that meme and it's like, you're huge, the guy's huge, but he's looking in the mirror and he's seeing like a stick?
Yeah.
It's just like...
where he started.
I feel like it's like a continuous struggle, and it's like, it's a cliche saying, but like chasing the physique that you'll never be happy with.
And once you do get there, you'll be chasing something more. Yeah.
Well, whereas like I bet a few years ago, if you saw your physique now,
bro,
it would have been the dream. This is it.
Yeah. I thought, like literally, when I first started, a physique that I have now would have been the end goal.
Yeah.
Like if I ever look like that, that's it. And now I'm here, I'm just like, I hate wearing a stringer.
Yeah. I remember like seeing like when I first started training, like Ryan Terry, like 2013, 2014, like the beach body look. I was like, oh, that is the end goal. Now I look at that and I'm like, he's huge now, but I mean that look, men's physique, early days, like, ain't it?
Now we want to be looking like Brendan Hendrickson.
Agree. Yeah. All right, what's up next? What do we got?
We've got push-pull leg split for beginners. Push-pull leg split for beginners is literally just that. If you just do, I would just advise going 3 days on, 1 day off.
Great.
If you're a beginner,
Yeah.
Just do a full body, or push-pull legs 3 on 1 off.
And say some people that don't have enough time to go 6 days a week, what you can do is, say you're wanting to work legs more, you could do 2 leg sessions and then a push and a pull. It doesn't. Like,
it doesn't have to be a 6 day week.
Doesn't need to be a 6 day week. So you can work around that depending on how many days you can.
Yeah. For most beginners, though, you could literally just do push-pull rest, legs rest, push-pull rest.
Yeah, and I think we kind of touched on it last time, but in terms of keeping the training simple, like for say a push day example, you could do like a bench press, an overhead press, a press down, and then maybe one more chest accessory.
Yeah, early in the gym, I'll just be sticking to the basics for sure.
I think that's where I stuffed up a little bit, was overcomplicating everything. I know we did touch on this last time, but being like 5 different variations of a chest press machine and different handles and different angles with all this. A press is a press. Yeah. Like, whether it's this way or it's this way, a pull's a pull. Yeah.
I was lucky I didn't do that.
Yeah.
I definitely just got obsessed with the bench, and I was like, okay, I need to overload this.
That's how you built the milkers.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, definitely. If you're first starting, I would literally do the same workout repeated for each muscle group for like 6 months before I even thought about changing anything.
Yeah, agree.
Yeah. This is a good one. Dirty versus lean bulk.
Oh, we both had a bit of experience.
We've done. I mean, I haven't really done a lean. I'm sort of like lean bulking now.
You're pretty good.
Yeah, but like when I was natty, I was definitely an advocate for eat whatever you can, 100%. As much as you can.
Well, the calories, no matter where they come from. Yeah, really.
Quarter pounders, everything.
And I get that to an extent, but I think people solely focus on that and they forget macro.
Yeah,
and they're like, say you're eating 5,000 calories of dirty food, but your protein intake is
like 120.
Super low, and your fat intake is out the gate, or your carb intake out of the gate. So I think there's a happy medium where, like, for now, anyone that's trying to bulk up, I'd recommend keeping it relatively lean, but then allowing yourself to have like a pizza or a burger and fries or whatever you're wanting to do.
I think when you're early in your gym days, it's very easy to get away with because you will just gain muscle whatever you do. But for me personally, it lasted like 6 to 8 months, and then I started like noticing I was getting fat. So would definitely recommend following a leaner bulk approach.
Because that's the thing, like, you know, you get to a certain weight, but then if you're holding so much fat around here and you haven't actually put it where you need to, it's just like, is it really worth it?
No, it's definitely not worth it. If you're getting in the gym to look better, definitely lean bulk.
Yeah, agree. Agree.
Yeah, the better way to go.
Calculate your macros, calculate your calories, or get a coach.
For sure.
Number one thing.
Yeah, if you can afford it, a coach is by far the best investment you will ever make.
Yeah.
This one's more of one just for me. Hey bro, I'd like to see you touch base on competing and what show I'm prepping for next. Touch base on competing. I mean, you competed well, you can touch base on that.
Yeah.
But competing, it was just like, for me, it was something to do. I was working at the front desk of my gym, and I'm mates with a few people who are in and out. And one of them just one day was like, "Oh, I'm doing a show. You should do it with me." And I was like,
Who was that?
Bass.
Was that Bass?
Yeah. So I was reasonably lean at the time. I'd just sort of come out of a deficit I was maintaining. And so I was like, I wasn't really that into the idea, but I decided to just do it anyway. I was like, whatever.
It's motivation.
Literally, it was just something to do because I was sort of like in a bit of a rut. Like I've just been shredded and now I'm not anymore. So I got a coach at like 12 weeks out, and then sort of did the prep. Honestly, didn't really enjoy the prep. I mean, it was, looking back on it, it's great. Like, it's hell good mentally and physically as a challenge, but it's not fun.
No,
it's very difficult.
Yeah,
you do feel like quitting quite often.
Yeah,
especially first prep. I don't think I'd be so bad now, but first prep I was just thinking like, what am I doing? This is shit.
I think the thing is, it puts people don't understand it. They're like, they start training and they're like, I'm going to compete. I'm going to do 5 shows a year. Yeah. It puts such a big strain on your mental. It puts a strain on relationships. It puts a strain on how you can work and socialize.
Oh, 100%, bro.
Going out to eat with your mates, you're having your meal or you're not going. It's like we can't really drink. You know, your girlfriend wants to go out for lunch or whatever, you're skipping it.
It's social suicide, basically. Prepping is social suicide. But finished the prep, competed, and did reasonably well, and then sort of just fell in love with it. So that's my competition history, basically.
Do you want to go over the federation you started and what you're going for now?
Yeah, so I started in ICN, which is I Compete Naturally, which obviously I'm no longer eligible for.
Man is glocked.
Yeah. So I knew I was going to get on PEDs eventually, but I always wanted to compete naturally just to see if it was actually worth my time.
Yeah.
And then just so happened I was reasonable at bodybuilding. So,
to say the least.
Yeah, so I competed. I won the state show in my categories, and then I went to nationals. I came 2nd and 4th. First time competing in natural shows. It's very like age dependent because obviously the older you are, the more mature muscle you have when you're natural. When you can use enhancers, obviously you can get that mature muscle whenever you please.
100%.
So I knew after that I did have a reasonable chance in bodybuilding, and I did enjoy it. Like at the end of looking back. Yeah, it probably just sparked a bit of a passion for me. And then next show is whenever Taylor, my coach, thinks I'm big enough and decides to pull the trigger.
Yeah.
So,
what's your weight right now?
I was 105 point something this morning.
Right, okay. Yeah.
But I was 108 point something before COVID.
Yeah. Yeah, wow. I wonder what he's going to get you to go up to.
I was talking to him the other day and it was 120, I reckon. Yeah.
He's like 123 or something.
Yeah, bro, he's
127
massive,
or whatever.
like huge. Makes me feel like I don't even lift.
That's
it was so
nuts,
bad.
man.
Yeah.
Well, when I think about it, I'm like 35, 40 kilos lighter.
Yeah, but you got a lot less body fat, so it's like...
Yeah, I guess
and
so.
different stages. What's your plans in terms? Go over your plans in terms of coaching and what you want to get out of it. Do you want to compete or?
Yeah, so I'm training under Taylor.
Yeah.
As many of you probably know. The goal is size right now. Like I've always looked aesthetic. I've always been lean.
That small waist.
Yeah, the small waist. It's always been there, but now I think it's time just to level up a bit. I'm sick of being. Right now I'm about 82 kilos. I was 85 before I went. I want to get to 100.
Ooh.
Yeah.
He's calling it here. He's calling it.
Yeah. I'll look back on this. How long do you reckon it's going to take me? Maybe 6 months? 6 months.
Yeah, if you do it
insane,
smart, 6 months.
Without going overboard with PEDs or anything. Keep the tests where it's at. Eating, training hard. I reckon 6 months. Great 100.
For sure. Yeah. Easy.
And then with competing, like IFBB, same as you, but I know, like I've got the shape for men's physique, but I just don't have the size at all, and that's how it is in the IFBB. I would just get out muscled, like
you'd out structure basically everyone.
I reckon I probably would have the right structure, but it's like if I'm 20 kilos lighter than all these guys,
much structure can do for you.
Yeah. So I think if I get to 100 kilos, see how I'm looking, reevaluate. If Taylor goes, let's get lean and try to get shredded at like 85, 90, I don't know. Like
85, 90 is a good place to be.
Yeah.
I wasn't even that natty. So
yeah.
90 kilos would be fucking very nice.
That would be nice. And it'd be interesting to see because like how I'm looking now at like 82 kilos with the shape, if I had another 20 kilos on that with the same kind of shape or like even 10 kilos, I think it would look pretty good.
It'd be nuts. Yeah.
Just got to build up some weak points though, you know. Chest is lacking, arms are lacking. Always work on the legs.
Yeah. But we've everyone's got weak points, right? We've our own worst critic.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. How to get bigger legs? I punish them and they struggle to grow.
You can talk more about this than me because he's got better legs than me. My legs have grown from when they first started. Like,
you've taken on the same sort of style of training, though,
yeah.
So you definitely.
Let's do the shit where we pop up a picture. Go like that.
Yeah. Okay, boom. So this is Bailey's legs before and after.
That was before and after. So I started with calves like this, like they're just straight up,
planks.
Legs like that, absolutely nothing. And then I look back and I'm like, like my calves and stuff are still small, but I'm like, they've actually grown from. It's always about where you start, but it's where you are now. I can't be comparing it to whatever. But what do you think? So, do you want to go over our style of training? How we go about legs?
Yeah. So, style of training is top set training, and we do a first set of a real heavy weight for 6 to 10 reps, and then we do a back off set of another real heavy weight for like 8 to 12, 10 to 15 sort of vibe, depending on the exercise.
Yep.
Legs is generally 10 to 12.
10 as well, a
6
little
to
bit
10.
higher.
Yeah.
It's crazy, like, training with you, how much my strength has gone up in general, but I notice it with the hacks. When we were on point with the hacks, I haven't done them in about 3 or 4 weeks.
Looking forward to getting back into those.
Back in NZ, I'd hack with like 1-2 plates, so relatively comfortable. And what did I end up getting? 3.5 or 4?
Yeah, I think I had 4.
Yeah, I think I got
for
4 plates for like 6 or 8.
I think it was 8
time. Yeah. So it's like having someone, I think especially with legs, to push you with the spot is so important. Like there's
100%.
no chance I'm putting 4 plates on by myself.
I think most people are just scared of going that heavy without a spot.
It is scary when you're at the bottom of a hack squat and you know if you don't get that up, that's crushing you.
Yeah, it's bad.
Rip to the knees.
Yeah. Because that's definitely what it was for me. For legs, for me, it was always... I mean, I've been training this way for a while now, but early days... I still trained hard, but I definitely didn't put the weight on as much as I should have. I back squatted and stuff, but that's a bit different. That's like... you're not really... You're punishing yourself, but it's not the same as a hack squat.
Yeah. So that's one thing we could go over, like... Everyone's so obsessed with the barbell back squat.
Yeah.
It's like that needs to be the staple of your leg workout. Complete bullshit.
If you've got perfect legs for back squatting, it's great. Like if you got short femurs and long shins,
100%. It's all about mobility and all about your levers.
Yeah. For me, if I back squat, I'm literally horizontal with my upper body because I got such shit ankle mobility, such shit long femurs. So in terms of like exercise selection, if a back squat doesn't feel right, 90% of the time I just wouldn't do it.
Agree.
Yeah, I'd find something else. For me, like a back squat to hit depth, I've got to wear heels. I've got to I'm horizontal with my upper body. It's just...
It's uncomfortable on the hips, the ankles.
It's just terrible.
You've got to warm up for like 20 minutes.
And it was all glute and hamstring basically for me. It was no quad.
Yeah.
And then now I train on a hack squat. That's like our main compound.
Yeah. Really low and close stance. And you just see the quads just taking a beating.
Just don't back squat. And then in terms of training, just train hard.
Yeah, agree.
Don't be a pussy.
Don't be a pussy.
Yeah.
Get a training partner.
Yeah,
honestly,
for sure.
If you hit a plateau and you're not making progress with your weights that you're lifting, with your growth in terms of muscle, get someone to come with you. Yeah. And just tell them, fucking punish me for an hour.
Yeah. And just embrace the suffering.
Yeah.
Embrace the suffering. Next question. A question about newbie gains. Do you want to touch on newbie gains?
Yeah. So, as most of you probably know, you gain the most amount of size when you're natty within the first, say 6 months or whatever it is. Is it 6 months? That's what they're saying?
Yeah, 6 to 12.
6 to 12? Yeah. Because obviously you've gone from doing absolutely nothing and then you're just hammering the body with all this new stimulus ways of pushing, pulling in ways that it hasn't done before. So making the most out of that is so important, and I definitely didn't. I think I went, you go into it with mates and you're just stuffing around.
Yeah, you're just having fun.
Just having fun. It's like, this is cool, go to the gym. I remember walking into a gym, drinking a V as I'm walking through the door. I've got what are we up to? Okay, just jump on the pec fly. I'm just pumping out some pec flies.
You're not taking any notes down, nothing. Yeah.
If I give any advice to someone who's just starting lifting or is going to start, it would be, if you can afford it, coach right off the bat.
For sure.
Coach right off the bat. Nail the nutrition. Nail the training.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck, I wish I just did that right from the start.
I definitely didn't nail the nutrition, and I couldn't afford a coach. But parents both being PTs, I walked in pretty well knowing what I was doing, which helped a lot. Newbie gains is the greatest thing to ever happen to me.
The only way you're going to get newbie gains again is when you get on gear.
Yeah,
it's that first cycle is going to be great again for you.
Newbie gains all over again.
Yeah, but you probably maximised your newbie gains pretty well.
Yeah, I think I probably was pretty lucky, yeah. Maybe I could have eaten a bit. I basically, back in the day, when I first started, I'd finish every session. I'd finish studying, so I'd go study in the morning, for my course. I would drive home, I would eat a McFeast meal on
I
the
knew
way
that
home.
was coming.
Yeah, a $5 McFeast meal on the way home because I was pov. I'd get home, I'd get changed, I'd go to the gym, I'd come home from the gym with another McFeast meal. I'd have that, and then I'd eat like tuna and rice for the
What's in a
rest of the day.
McFeast again?
It's a quarter pounder with lettuce and tomato.
Yeah.
And then it had like small fries and a Coke.
$5.
Yeah, full sugar Coke, pre-workout. Yeah.
Damn.
I felt great though.
Yeah.
Fucking, it was good. Yeah.
So you had that post-workout, and then you'd have dinner. Or
Pre,
whatever with
post,
family.
and then just normal meals.
Pre and post is a McFeast.
Yeah.
Bro,
It was
that's so
good. It was
funny.
good. But yeah, make the most of Newbie gains. They're good.
Yeah, agree.
Response to first cycle. I'm still in first cycle at the moment, so I'm still responding. It's been pretty good though. I've gained like 30 odd kilos.
It's actually crazy. Should we do a before and after photo?
Yeah, throw up.
Another
So
one?
like, should we throw up me competing and me now?
You competing, you now. But the thing is, like, you look at the photo of you competing, and like I saw this the other day when you posted it, and I was like, holy fuck, he looks good.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
you'll look at that and go, holy shit, he still
Yeah.
looks really good. But you've got to take into consideration the amount of size and mass that you put on.
It's
at
hard
that
to see in
time.
a photo as well. If you saw me in real life, I was like, when I was competing, I was like emaciated.
Yeah.
And now I'm like 30 kilos more. So
A bit more food out. It'll be interesting to compare when you're shredded now.
yeah,
When you're
compared to
shredded
then,
on that. Like,
that'll
you'll
definitely
see
be
it,
the
for
gauge.
sure.
Yeah, but yeah, response to first cycle is very person dependent. I mean, I've been pretty lucky. I did gain a lot of water, which is probably why I've gained so much weight. But I've responded pretty well. I would guess I've probably put on like 5 to 8 kilos of muscle probably
muscle, yeah.
since I competed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you want to go over how long you've been on for? And
Yeah,
what-
let's fucking dive into PEDs, eh?
Yeah.
Let's do
okay.
it.
Let's do it.
How far
Shit.
into the pod are we? How far into the pod are we? Because it's good.
26 minutes.
Oh, okay, we got time. So basically, I competed. When was that? April. It was April, and then I had to compete again for nationals in May, and then a month after the second competition, basically was like, you know what?
Fuck it.
I really like bodybuilding.
Yeah.
I know you can't really make money in bodybuilding unless you are swazzed out of your mind.
That's the thing, like, all the sponsorships and brand deals and stuff come really, and money and stuff through the IFBB.
Yeah.
Let's be fair.
Yeah. IFBB is basically like a free route to making it.
Yeah, because it's like, you see IFBB Pro,
And you're just like,
it's
fuck,
just like that.
this man knows what he's doing.
And then also it comes down to, like, people want to see the best of the best, and
Yeah.
I get the compete naturally thing. I respect for people that do it, but it's not the best of the best. So why would these companies?
Yeah, go for it. I mean, a lot of them do, but you're definitely in a better position if you are
Yeah,
looking not natural.
yeah. So how long you been on now? So what's it now?
10th of January. Shit, I've been on for a while, bro.
I've been on like
6 months. Yeah,
Yeah.
6 months. So I started off with, I started off with 200 milligrams of test a week. I ran that, like I titrated up slowly, like I did that for about 2 months. Then I went up to, I worked basically up all the way to 300.
Yeah.
Started getting itchy nips and I was like, okay, this
Not
ain't
good.
it. 300's my ceiling.
Yeah.
I pulled it back down to 250 because 250 I could tolerate. And then just slammed some tamoxifen to not get gyno.
Yeah.
And then I ran 250 for 16 weeks. I was getting my bloods done every 8 weeks. Bloods didn't change, so I was like, fuck it, I can go into a bit of a blast.
Yeah.
I chucked in 200 milligrams of Deca, and I've been doing that now for like probably another 16 weeks. I've got my bloods done every 6 weeks for this, just because I was a bit scared about a different compound, because test is obviously in the body, Deca's not.
Let's quickly explain. People like when people hear steroids, what are they thinking? You know, it's like there's such a bad aura about
Stigma,
it, and it's
yeah.
a bad stigma about it because no one actually knows.
Yeah.
The people that talk the most shit about it are the people that have no clue
No idea.
how it works.
Yeah.
So, like you just mentioned, getting your bloods done,
Yeah.
going to the doctor every 4, 6,
Yeah.
8 weeks or whatever, and getting stuff checked. If there's any red flags, you pull back.
Yeah. I'm
You
more
know?
conscious of my health now than when
Than
I
you
was
were
natty.
before.
I'm literally, my blood work is better now than it was when I first got it
It's
before I started.
Exactly. So it's like, I mean, if you're keeping on top of all of this, you know, small thing like you said, itchy nips,
Yeah.
solve the problem.
Yeah.
You
And then I'm never going to be going back to that. Like,
yeah. And I think everyone also thinks, you know, more's better. I'm running like
Yeah.
a gram a test. I'm grabbing
Yeah.
like 300 tren, whatever. This is like TRT levels,
Yeah.
pretty much
Yeah,
just
yeah.
over TRT levels.
My test is reasonably low, especially for me. I'm like 100, nearly 110 kilos. I've only got 250 tests.
That's real low.
But yeah, basically just been titrating up slowly with my dosages. Well, I haven't even done that yet with Deco. I've just been staying the same and been getting my bloods done. They've been staying pretty normal. But starting with a coach soon, so I will be taking my stuff out. I'll just be doing the TRT until he tells me what I'm doing.
What are you doing from there?
Yeah.
Would you run anything else or like different compounds, or are you happy with
I'm basically down to try anything.
Yeah.
And
you're going to blast and cruise
for the rest of my
rest
life.
of your life.
Basically. I got on gear
knowing
that I'm probably just accepting the fact that if I can't come off, I've accepted that. Yeah.
And let's quickly explain how that works. So, for example, if you do 10 weeks on, 10 weeks off, whatever, how that affects the body. So you want to talk about that?
So you're basically like you're taking yourself from the extreme to the extreme. If you're not blasting and cruising, and you're just doing cycles. So if you're putting exogenous test in your body for 10 weeks, great. Your body probably, if it's not like stupid dosages, your body probably, it's not going to affect a whole lot. But then coming off and just like plummeting your test levels for 10 weeks, I don't even think a PCT would be over in 10 weeks. I think you would literally still be hypergonadal by the end of 10 weeks.
Agree. Yeah.
So you're basically spiking and then
dropping right down.
Yeah, dropping right down every 10 weeks, and it's just like a lot of unnecessary stress on your body.
This is where I can kind of tie into my first cycle, and which was a few years ago. Some guy gave me some advice, and I've been training like 4 years at this point, so I was like, you know what, I'm old enough to make this decision. I know what I'm getting into. Anyway, thought I was getting the right advice from him. Absolutely stitched me up. Like, this guy's like, yeah, bro, I got you. Like, I can help you with this. Oh, dude.
Completely stitched
me up. Yeah. So, ran 10 cycles test.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, what's the plan now? What am I doing? Like, and then I just get no reply.
Nothing. Yeah.
And then I just did some research, heard some people, you got to take a PCT. So I just find some PCT. For those that don't know, post-cycle therapy, it's used to get your natural test levels back up so that you can rebalance again, and then you can have that time off before you're going back on. Stitched me up, and I didn't have a PCT. My test was all out of whack. My estrogen spiked. I had the worst acne on my chest and my back, and again, we'll put up a photo, because my hormones are just crazy.
Yeah.
So, now I'm running 250 tests that I'm here getting checked by the doctor. Mum, I know you're watching this. I'm got my shit sorted.
We're going to the doctor.
We go to the doctor every 4-6 weeks. They check everything. Any red flags come up with blood levels.
Not that what you're on is by any means going to affect your health.
Not at all. So people get testosterone replacement therapy. Once you get to like age 27, your test slowly goes down. So we're just taking just over that, pretty much meaning we're at a higher level for our age.
You're just optimal. You're just permanently optimal, basically.
And so I got the bloods done, and the doctor was like, here you go, everything looks good. Gave it to Taylor. He's like, bro, I'm so surprised that from your past experience with gear, how well your body has handled this. Like, my bloods are perfect. My test level's right in the middle where it needs to be. I was thinking it was going to be all out of whack because of that failed cycle. So Taylor's monitoring the stuff now. Low level test. So we're good.
Yeah. We're doing it safely.
We are.
Don't stress.
Do you want to talk about SARMs?
You're the fucking you're the
SARM goblin.
SARM goblin over here.
I had some mates back home, and they were like, SARMs are the new thing, man.
Yeah.
It's like, no one wants to inject into their body every three weeks or whatever. That was me at that point anyway.
Needles
SARMs are the new thing, Put this liquid under your tongue.
All the gains, no sides.
All the gains, no sides. Like, even if it's not as much as steroid gains, but you're getting no side effects. Anyway, MK677, highly recommended.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's so great because it's actually not a...
It's not a SARM.
It's
what's growth hormone secretagogue.
Growth hormone secretagogue. That's it. So, pretty much tells your growth hormone to start pumping more. You get hungry.
You sleep better.
Sleep really well. My skin was good. My nails were good. Really, really rate that. LGD, Cardarine, Ostrine, no.
Yeah, just don't touch SARMs, basically.
it's like I started getting itchy nips that were dry. I felt, dude, it's just not worth it. I think if you're going to take the plunge into PEDs, just start with tests. Your body's already familiar with tests.
Yeah, 100%.
It already creates that. You're adding a little bit more in, adding all these weird things that don't have much research behind them. It's like,
if you're not fully like accepting the fact that you might never come off, don't do it at all. Like, don't just touch SARMs because you think, I can do it without plummeting my test.
Yeah.
Because it will.
Yeah.
And then you're fucked.
Yeah. I know some of the boys that are like, fuck, I'm just running this, all these different SARMs, and I'm like, bro, like, I feel like a lot of people think that it doesn't suppress your test.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah,
it really does. And there's not that much research done on it, so it's just like, for me, SARMs are not anything I'd look into.
Yeah, no, SARMs are just not it at all.
Damn, we did the PED talk.
Yeah, we fucking delved into the PED talk. I'm sure we'll dive into it again with some questions, but enhanced versus non-enhanced training.
Okay. Do you want to start?
Yeah, I can start with that. Basically, don't change a fucking thing.
Agreed.
It should be training balls to the wall 100%. Either way. Maybe your recovery is a little bit like
it is
different when you're enhanced, but
just a bit faster.
Yeah, it shouldn't really affect the way you train. No. It might affect like days between certain muscle groups, but yeah, definitely just don't change a thing.
I think the only thing that you notice when you're enhanced is you can get a pump a lot quicker.
Yeah.
So like,
and it's skin splitting.
Yeah, like I was at an all-time low when I was in Queensland about a week ago. No food, no training, whatever. But I was doing push-ups and just through my shoulders, through my chest, all through my forearms right away. Yeah. And it just doesn't happen like that when you're natty. No. But keep the training the same. People think, I've got to increase the reps and I can just pump it out now.
Yeah.
You still got to achieve progressive overload somehow, you know?
You still got to get
keep the same.
Mechanical tension, metabolic stress, all the same stuff. Just, keep it the exact same.
Yeah. Let's go to 45 today, eh?
Yeah.
We're at 37.
What are we at? 37? Alright, we'll go another one. Finding the right balance between bulking and not adding unnecessary fat. This one we sort of touched on before.
We did.
So, yeah, that's exactly that. Find the balance. Just increase macros gradually, titrate up. Don't just like smack on 1,000 calories of fat.
Yeah.
Because, you will get fat.
100%. And it's not nice. It really does affect the mental when you're chasing a weight or you're doing all these things to look good in the gym, but then you're ended up putting all this fat here and you're just not I didn't want to take my shirt off.
Yeah.
And it's like I came from this skinny guy and now I'm like 90 kilos, but I look absolute shit. Yeah. Like I didn't want to take my shirt off in front of my mates at the beach and I'm like, fuck, like so now you're at an all-time low. I'm doing all this work for what?
That's where I'm at right now.
Bro, you still look at resting abs.
Yeah. But when I tense them, you can just see the cellulite in my gut. Not good. But yeah, just don't go stupid with the bulk. That's it for questions. What else? Is there anything else we should talk about?
Plan moving forward for the next few months. Like what's our plan? So with training, we're going to keep everything the same, or we're going to...
Well, with my training, our training, I believe Taylor will be... I'm actually not sure if he's going to be giving me a workout plan or not.
Yeah, because I'm not doing training through him. But if he's... So you're finished with Josh now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So...
Rip to the banded stuff?
No, I think Taylor's still about that, cool, But he's about some dumbbell stuff that I'm not...
I'm not about the dumbbell chest press, Taylor. Don't give me on that.
I had to do dumbbell chest press with the other for the first time. So I don't actually ever do dumbbell chest press, like never in my life. And he got me doing it the other day. And it did feel good, but I was shit at it. Like, I was real bad.
I'm just not used to stabilizing like that.
Nah. Like, I was just like trying to get the weight up. I was like, fuck, could do it. And then when I was doing the actual movement, I was like...
What were you pressing?
I did the 55s, I think.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. I think I could definitely work up to the 70s quite easily. But
that's the most at the gym for anyone
who's the heaviest dumbbell at the gym. I'd get there for sure.
Yeah.
But, just not about it. But yeah, for the next few months... Basically, just going to be under the watchful... We're both under the watchful eye of...
Mr. Crabtree.
Mr. Crab. So, we'll see how he blows us up, hopefully.
Yeah.
In terms of, like... Actually, I'll touch on content a bit. So, in terms of the podcast, we're going to obviously keep trying to do one every 2 weeks. And then for the weeks in between those weeks, I'm going to personally try and film you. Alright, we're back. So we basically just like, I looked over the camera as I was talking and I saw it like flash a screen saying memory card is full. I was like, fuck, tell me that hasn't been there for like an hour.
So now we're back on.
Yeah.
I was looking at myself before, so we're good.
Alright, we're Gucci.
What were you saying? I can't remember.
Where was I at? I was talking about like content stuff. So yeah, going to be filming a YouTube video in between the weeks that I'm doing the pods with Bailey. And basically just going to be... I've had like 3 people message me in the last week saying, bro, why don't you try on social media? Like, why don't you try to grow? You got so much potential. I'm just like, fuck, I really just got to do it. Because it's not that I don't want to do it. It's like, I'm just lazy with it.
Well, the thing is, you're working, like, you know, wake up, meal, train, get ready to work.
Yeah, basically.
So it's like, but I think we just need to think about it in the way that, you know, we grind this shit really fucking hard.
Yeah.
You might not even have to work.
Yeah, exactly. I just
that's the goal.
I feel like if I put in the work for like 12 months, I should be Gucci.
It's about staying on top of you know, stories and posts.
Yeah.
We should do I've got 2 ideas to give to you. Ready? First one, 10k cal. I know you've done it before.
Yeah. Bro, I'd be so bad. That'd be hilarious.
And the second one, 5k cal in 1 meal. And we do a 1 meal that day.
Yeah.
Just make it 5k.
Just make it 5k.
Yeah.
Bro, that'll be brutal.
Yeah.
Give us like alright, yeah.
We'll
put if anyone's still here and you want to see that, let us know.
Yeah, let us know in the comments. That'd be funny. I'm keen to do some challenges.
Yeah.
Like I've always said, do like the workout videos and stuff, but I feel like it eventually gets a bit boring.
Yeah, for sure.
You know?
Yeah. There's only so many times you can show the same like push and pull sessions.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you definitely need to spice it up.
So yeah, Pump Talk episode. What's today? So today's the 10th, Monday the 10th. We did the last one on a Monday too. So let's say the 24th, 25th is when the next one's coming out.
Yeah.
And we're going to get some guests on. So what we're going to look into doing is getting some of our friends from interstate.
Yeah.
So Morgs, Josh, let's get Taylor on.
Yeah.
Who else?
We get like Scott.
Scott Riley, Carter would be cool as well.
A few boys from the gym we could get on for sure.
Sam also messaged me and said he wants to.
Wait, Sam
as well. I think it's Sam Rogers. Hold on. Not Sam Rogers. Sam. You know the guy I'm talking about.
Oh, Dyer.
Sam Dyer.
Yeah, for sure.
Sam wants to jump on and talk about some mental stuff.
Yeah.
So a few things lined up.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the move. So we'll call it there.
Next few months should be good. But
grind time.
That is Pump Talk episode 2.
Peace.
Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for tuning in. Here we go. All done.
Love to see it.
43.